To give you a brief history of the Kia Rio would be fairly accurate in its definition, as it only first entered the market in 2000, replacing the first generation Pride. 17 years later, and Kia is about to enter its fourth generation, which compared to other cars means it's still very much a baby. However, this baby has grown up a lot compared to its original design. When it first arrived, it was derided for its poor build quality and driving experience. The basic consensus seemed to be that despite being affordable and spacious, it was literally just an outdated budget hatchback that didn't quite know what it wanted to be. From a styling perspective, the Kia Rio just seemed to hover somewhere between a hatch and an estate. Despite the initial lukewarm reception, the bigwigs at Kia still believed that the car had legs. Not literally, obviously, but you get my gist. Fast forward a few years, throw in a lot of redesigning and styling, and this led them to their second generation in 2005. 5 years down the line, and Kia appeared to be edging in ever closer to design respectability. Sharing its platform with the Hyundai Accent, the Rio's second gen brought forth a redesign, new styling, comfortability, and the added optional bonus of a diesel engine. Still no classic Kia grille here, as that would take another 6 years to evolve. In 2011, at the Geneva Motor Show, Kia revealed its third generation Rio model. Along with a sleeker roofline, a longer wheelbase for quality rear legroom, and a bunch of modern high-tech features, it also showed off a bolder front with Kia's now distinctive Tiger Nose grille. This baby was definitely starting to find its way in the world. 17 years later, and about to become an adult, how will the Kia Rio 4th generation fare? Our motorman Gerard Thatcher was dispatched toot sweet to check out the latest model. Where are you, Gerard?
Okay, so here we are at the official launch of the 2017 Kia Rio. It's very, very, very exciting. We were planning to film inside the press conference, the conference that they're having for tonight to tell us all about the car, but we have, given our reputation, been politely removed and told that we could film in here instead. So rather than giving you all of that really credible, great, amazing footage, we're going to show you some pictures of some shiny plates and some cutlery instead.
Okay. Good start to a car show.
Okay, so here we are. This is the official launch area where they told us everything about the car. Despite the fact that we weren't able to film in here a little bit earlier, let me tell you, this is where they told us everything about the car. But you don't need to know any more about that, because tomorrow we're going to find out everything we need to know, because I'm going to put the car through its paces with me and my loyal 54 followers.
So Gerard may have been barred from the press briefing and only have 54 followers, but tomorrow is a brand new day and he gets to drive the brand new Kia Rio in the beautiful sunshine. Alright, so he has to deal with sporadic weather as well.
It's the morning of the launch. I found out a bit about the car last night. I've been allocated a vehicle, and now I'm pretty excited to go and find out a lot more about it.
Well, the rain seems to have stopped, so that'll make it a lot easier.
So they say the design of this car was influenced by 3 different countries, or 3 different continents rather. You've got Europe, you've got the USA, and you've got the Koreans themselves. But I wonder which bits of car were designed by which country. So I'm thinking the straight lines that they put down the side of this car are most definitely from the United States. If you remember, cars back then in the 1980s were really straight, really flat cars, and this is kind of reminiscent of that. Then you've got the nice curvature of these lights here, and this is looking very European, if I say so. And of course, the Tiger Nose itself. Well, given the fact that obviously tigers come from Korea, I'm guessing that Tiger Nose there is naturally Korean. But does it look like a Tiger Nose to you? Oh. Well, let's find out. Tiger Nose, meet Tiger Nose. Okay, I'll leave that one to you. Let's check it out inside. Inside of the car, you can see these straight lines carry on all the way around, giving the feeling of, well, a lot more space. Let's see how much space there is, and to do that, somebody's very kindly lent me their selfie stick.
That's mine, don't break it.
Yeah, done. Okay, So let's see how easy this is to navigate. So we've got map and the satellite navigation system. So I'm guessing if I just click on the screen, setup, navigation, general, units. Now I'm no rocket scientist, but this isn't that easy. I'm struggling a bit with this. Forget about it. Radio, is it easy to navigate the radio? That's important, I'm going to be using that every day. So list, okay, that seems fairly straightforward, no problem there. Media, I want to sync in my phone, how's that going to happen? Okay, so we're already connected, but if I wanted to do it, go to menu I'm guessing, connection settings, Gerard's iPhone, connect and disconnect, okay. Upholstery wise, so you could have the choice of the standard cloth, alternatively you could have black or grey leather, or you could opt for this choice. Now this personally is my favourite. This is what they call the red pack. Gives you the red dash going all the way across and the contrasting red and black leather trim with perforated seats, which guys, it looks fantastic. Really nice in here. So overall, I think the inside of the car is pretty cool. It's definitely got a lot of great features and packed full of technology. But one thing I know about these press days is what great fancy lunches they put on. So on that note, I'm gonna go and fill my boots.
He's filling his boots and face already? He hasn't even driven the thing yet. Apparently, Gerard wants to chat to other motoring journalists over lunch, but as it's only 11:30 AM, he's going to have to talk to himself. Luckily though, we've sorted out Kia representative Matt to talk us through the previous generations.
So Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to join us. We've got here all 4 generations of the Kia Rio. But starting from the oldest, perhaps you could just tell me a little bit about this one and what's changed as we've gone through.
Yeah, indeed. Well, this was our first generation Rio. Slightly different body style to what we see in the later ones. It's slightly longer in the roofline. We have the extra large window there towards the C-pillar. So that was replaced by our second generation Rio here. And this adopted what we would now see as the Super Mini or our B segment hatchback.
Okay, yeah, a little bit shorter, isn't it?
A little bit shorter, yeah. And then we moved on to our third generation, and this is where we really adopted the what we now know as the Kia appearance. We have what we call the Tiger Nose grille on the front.
Yeah, massive difference between the two, isn't
really
there?
big difference, and we saw a great improvement in design over the second generation. And then we move on to our new fourth generation Rio here. Again, very different in many areas. It's a much sharper design, much bolder, straighter lines. We have some really nice features in the front. We have bi-projection halogen headlights and some LED daytime running lights as well.
So I like what they've done with the grille as well, made it slightly thinner at the front, wider as well.
Exactly, yeah, everything's a little bit more dynamic, very good wide stance at the front.
So really, what sets this car apart from its predecessor?
Okay, well on our new fourth generation we have some really big technological advances over the previous generation. So one of our big features, which makes this best in class now, is that we have AEB with pedestrian protection. So down here in the front grille we have a radar sensor, and that detects any vehicles in front. And then we also have, up behind the rear view mirror, we have a camera, and that detects pedestrians moving in front of the car. And with each of those systems, the car is able, in certain circumstances, to bring itself to a complete stop.
Wow.
To help avoid accidents. There are other features that also use the camera. We have lane departure warning.
Yeah, you mentioned that interface you've got there. The HMI, is it human media interface?
Yeah, so we have our multimedia screen in there, yes.
So with all this technology crammed in the car, have you had any worries or concerns that you might have alienated your typical older Kia customer?
No, not at all. They will still very much like the car. It's very spacious. There's a lot more of a room inside. We have good headspace, good shoulder room.
Okay.
We have class-leading boot space as well.
I guess the safety features as well are going to be a big thing, aren't they, for the older
all we
generation?
can do is just attract more buyers with the various features that we have on the new car.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
Our man Gerard Thatcher is today at the 4th generation Kia Rio launch. So far he's managed to stuff his face and avoid the rain, but now it's time for him to get his road test on. You never know, maybe his huge 54 Twitter followers might come in handy.
We just heard from Matt a little bit about the history of the Kias, and I've sat in it, I've played with some of the features and controls, and I've seen it from the outside, and it's great. But it is time now to put it through some tests. And what better way to do that than to ask all 54 of my very loyal Twitter followers. So, without further ado, let's find out what tests that they have got in mind. Right, let's log in. Okay, got a couple of tweets here. First one is from @FatTony. Great, @FatTony, what have you got? How easy is it to put a body in the back?
Depends how fat the body is, I'd say.
Well, I guess we could do that. Can we do that? Let's try. Okay, well, I guess there is absolutely nothing abnormal at all about one grown man asking another grown man whether a boot can fit a body in it. So let's find out and just see how much space there is. Does that answer your question? Plenty of room. But I do think we should come up with a more family-friendly option. Okay, let's see how many inflatable animals we can put in the boot instead. So, here we go. Right, okay. Keep them coming. Okay, so imagine you're on a holiday, you got the kids, and you want to know how many inflatable toys you can get in the back of your Kia Rio. Approximately 15.
Handy to know.
Right, okay, and the next tweet that we've got here is from @SickBeatsSun. He wants to know how good the 6-speaker sound system is. So, I think for that one, we need to put the vehicle on the road and go find out.
Finally then, it appears he's actually going to take the car out on the road. Here's hoping his choice of music while testing the sound system is more impressive than his Twitter feed. I'm thinking it will either be the Royal Philharmonic or the Cheeky Girls, but I guess we'll find out in a sec.
So, @6beatssun, as per your request, I'm going to test out the 6-speaker sound system that Kia say is fairly impressive. So, let's give it a whirl. Here we go. Media button. I've already programmed in something good to play. Here we go. Not bad at all. Here we go. Her name was Rio and she danced.
Not bad. That's the sound system and not his singing.
Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, so yeah, there you go. 6-speaker sound system, sorry. Sounds pretty good, not bad. So the next tweet on my list is from Gangster Granny. Now, Gangster Granny wants to know how economical the car is to and from church on a Sunday morning, and also whether it would work well as a getaway car. Actually sounds like quite good fun. Don't you worry about that, Granny. I got it covered.
Is it me, or are all these people tweeting from prison?
Okay, well, @Gangster Granny, you are in luck, and as per your request, I'm going to test out the economy and the MPG of this vehicle. But to do that, I need to get into character, so I brought with me my very floral and flattering scarf. Right, let's put this on. Okay. There we go. I don't do this very often, as you can imagine. And then, okay, now in character. I am supposed to be a woman, somebody who cares of economy and MPG. So, let's put it to the test.
We could have actually just got a lady to drive, but humiliation's far more fun.
Ooh, lovely.
Told you, he loves it.
Okay, so taking a nice leisurely drive. Here we're going to be giving the car an opportunity to get its MPG right up, getting as much as we can out of the economy. So it's looking good now. Up over 40, which is great. Just keeping the revs nice and low. So this is the sort of driving you'd be doing, you know, in country lanes, you know, to and from the church meetings, as you can imagine, that I would be doing in my attire. Leisurely strolls to the shop, that kind of stuff. And obviously this 1-litre engine is going to deliver you a terrific economy. But as I said, just, you know, you won't use the turbocharger all that much. Keep the revs below that. Yeah, it's climbing fantastically now. So yeah, on a journey like this, you know, when we're cruising at a sort of a steady speed, we're not revving the engine too high or anything like that. Currently I'm getting 50 mpg, which is in excess of 50 mpg actually. The meter just goes here as a maximum number, so I would imagine it's more. But on average now, okay, it's just hit 50. Yeah, that's fairly impressive. And I'm imagining over a longer journey with a bigger distance, that would also increase up to the 60 mark that they're claiming you should, in theory, be able to get as an average consumption from this car.
Good news for Kia, not good news if you've just bought the same scarf. He's probably ruined it for you.
Okay, well that was thoroughly boring and uninteresting. So now it's time to see, answering your next question, how this car performs at higher speeds. And to do that, I need my balaclava
Can someone tell him his balaclava's on inside out? I have slight OCD when it comes to wearing masks correctly.
Let's test the car as if we're in a high-speed car chase. Come on, Turbo. You do your thing. Bloody hell, it's like warp speed. So, the economy is, of course, going to go down. There's no question of that. I'm going to be using the turbo a lot more, and that is going to have that natural effect. I can already see as I start to put my foot down, it drops down to 10 mpg when I'm flooring it. I'm using the turbo at around 3,500 revs. As he sits in a traffic jam, that's so uncool. Come on, I've got a bank to rob. I actually quite like this, my face is quite warm. Okay, here we go. Let's give it some beans. Okay, well, it sounds the part. So if you really do want to thrash this thing around the country lanes, the roar and the gripe that you get from that 3-cylinder engine is brilliant. It actually sounds like it's a V6. Oh, pedestrian. Changes up and down the gears nicely. Obviously, when the turbo cuts in, it gives you that real feeling of power and torque, which is pretty incredible, as I said again. And the fact that that turbo's cutting in handles pretty nicely as well. I've got to say, I think, you know, the car is a little bit wider, only by 5mm or so, but it gives you that feeling of, you know, stability. Ugh, cyclists. Ugh. It's out of my road. Ugh. 20 miles, eh? Okay, well, it's no surprise that travelling at these higher speeds using a lot more of the turbo, using a lot more acceleration and thrashing it, let's face it, has brought my average economy down to 26.2. So, to answer your question, no, not very economical when you're thrashing it around the country lanes. Okay, and then we've got at Chardonnay's. Right, so Chardonnay wants to know if there's anything that we can do to help her stay on the road. Okay, well, actually, the car has got a system that can do that. Let's test it out.
If she needs help, then she probably shouldn't be on it in the first place.
Okay, well, at Chardonnay, you will be very pleased to know that Kia, in this little car, have added in a lane departure warning system. So if I press this button right here, little sign pops up on the dashboard there. And what it means is that if I was traveling late at night or in the dark, tired or whatever it might be, and if I get close to the line, find out when the alert starts to happen. So I'm actually over the line, I'm on the cat's eyes at the moment, and no signs of any noises or alerts popping up, so I'm yet to find out when exactly it's gonna happen, or how. No, I'm actually on the other side of the road now, properly on the other side of the road. I've crossed the line, still nothing is happening. So I've got a feeling it might be at above certain speeds, which would make sense, because at low speeds, you might be, I don't know, moving around a tractor or crossing the road or doing whatever it is that you do at low speeds. Okay, so let me get on a bit of a faster road. And we can pick up a bit of speed, see how this lane departure warning system really works. Ah, here we go. Bit of open road. Let's do this. I really like this thing. It's really got some poke. Okay, here we go. So, lane departure warning system is activated. I'm now on a dual carriageway, which is good, and it's what this system is designed for. So in theory, no indicators are on. This is important. If I get close to this light, there you go, it's telling me. I'm pretty much on the line when that's happening, which is all right, it's good. I suppose it still leaves you with some margin for error there. The nice thing is, I wasn't over the line, I wasn't crossing the line before it bleeped. There we go again, so that's on the left-hand side there. Again, this is without indicating. Let me test it with indicating and see if it happens then. Here we go, I'm indicating, I'm going into the left-hand lane. Okay, no alerts at all, that's good, that works. Now let's go back out again, on the right. Okay, so there we go. It is working, it is good, and I'd say that's a pretty good safety feature. It would certainly wake me up if I was asleep at the wheel, but it only does work above certain speeds. I'm guessing that's going to be around the 50-mile-an-hour mark, something like that.
Ignoring the inflatables and granny get-up, it's almost like he's giving it a proper road test. Next you'll be telling me is trying out the traction control.
This is the opportunity we've got to test out the traction control. So here we go. So we're just going to do a fast pull away and... yeah, there you go. You felt it there. It was happening. Okay, and at the same time, we'll check out the ABS and see how good these brakes are. Got the reverse camera here, which is great. Actually, that's a good one. That's a nice clear screen. Sometimes you get them and it's low res, but this one is good. Okay, right, and get ready, cameraman. Here we go. We're going to stamp our foot hard on the brake. Yeah, that's actually really good stopping. Really good indeed. Yeah, good stuff.
So a weird review, but ultimately positive. Which I guess you could say the same about Gerard's Twitter friends.
Okay, so we've driven the car, we've put the car through certain tests set by my massive fan base, and I think overall we've done everything that needed to be done to ascertain whether or not this is going to be a class-leading car. Looks-wise, if I'm honest, it could be a little bit better. I think the older one was slightly prettier, but that's my personal opinion. Power-wise, the power generated from this 1 litre turbo engine is like miraculous. It's like nothing you've ever driven. The noise from the 3-cylinder engine is brilliant. It feels throaty, it feels grunty, and it really wants to go, which is great. And because they've made the car slightly wider as well, you do get a better handling, or certainly a feeling of better handling coming from the car also. So overall, I think it's like a 4 out of 5 car. I definitely give it a thumbs up. Well done, Kia.
Such a professional. Thanks, Gerard.
Okay. It's the morning of the launch. Okay. I found a little bit about the car out. Nah. Oh, this is how I roll. Okay. I found out a little bit about the car last night. Oh. Guys, my middle name is Danger. It's more. What are you doing?
I am a crazy person according to everyone else.
Okay.
And here we have Noreen. She cleans the boot of the car.
Okay. Great timing. Okay, well, we just heard a little bit about the Kia there from Matt at Kia, which was brilliant. That was all over the place. Okay. I found a little bit about the car, about it. Sorry, guys. I love waving at people with this on, it's so funny. Ooh, lovely. Okay, well, that was thoroughly boring and uninteresting. Found out a little bit about the car.
That's a wrap on that.